Thank you so much, Gizem, for having me, and for the press for organising such a lovely event. Thank you for everyone coming. It has been ages since I've read any work. To be honest, it's been ages since I've written that much work. So some of this is quite old, and some of this is quite new. Is that okay? Can you hear me? Sound is good. Okay. So the first poem I'm going to read is from my friend Sean Bonney. I wrote this just after Sean died. It's called My Newham. In East London I forget how to work, stare at skylines and think of you and not think of you, keeping you over there, just out of my eye line, on the edge of me. In East London the inadequacy of what's interesting bounces against the yellow bricks, slick and dismal. My neighbours see foes in friends, wires in the walls. They slip through grating, converse with fatbergs, are sectioned by sweaty robo-cops. They laugh and yell at their kids and inflate a castle as big as the house, taunt and unstable. They are kind and stabbed in the chicken shop. In East London there is just this living that we do, smoking and talking and shouting and laughing and falling and catching and drinking. There's just our skin, our blood, our backs, our phlegm, our plodding hearts. There are the walkways, the paths, the streets, the plastic bags in trees. There is just this loving that we do, rough as tarmac. In East London it matters not what I read. In East London I forget how to work, indifferent. I hear planes, make meals, open doors for animals. I'm counting and keeping sadness sat upon my carapace. So this poem, I can't remember much about how I wrote this poem, but it was written and was never in print, I don't think, but it was recorded with some other poems in and on, I don't know, on display? I don't know. It was in a phone box in Nottingham, and you could go into the phone box and press a button and listen to different poems. It's called Antigone on the Phone. In the cave, Antigone watches the projection's texts. She has the wrong kind of kin. Death arrives by phone, miscarriage told by text, Brexit broke by notification, our backs bending to liquid crystals lapped and cradled by groins, our necks extending and crunching, unburied shame. Antigone's blue face a scream for my desires inchoate. The kings care not for brothers, family, generations on boats. Today, 20, 60 years ago, the kings are killers and long we have known this and still they remain. Pocket-sized vaults of rare earth, dropped through the fingers, smashed on the cobbles. Bosses at the BL versus Prospect, a new front for fiction as girls have complete meltdowns, where gold, silver, palladium are locked to enforce the work ethic. When you came off lithium, the insects streamed from your eyes. They're in my head. We watched wildlife programs on repeat. The fantasy of life screamed for clicks, Insta for the animals, but no one voted. Sophocles, ever the sage, had too many messages, structured for a drama, static, familial, brutal, a phone, full of the unread and oft-said. He killed himself, left you in London with a ticket stub, top of the bus, and everyone finds out Amy's dead, simultaneous alert. The id we deserve, tweeting the horizon of his delusions, fodder for his historical lols, and shadow of a vapour for all the rest. I want a corpse for corpses, yet not justice enough, not justice enough. Antigone needed bros who didn't war, fewer kings, a better chorus. The ravens didn't save her, but gutted one another. The cusp of modernity's end is the compulsion to subtweet, she thinks, texting and ordering fine linen by which she will swing. These poems I wrote during lockdown, and they were published in this anthology by Anthony Kalishu, and I wrote these with Jessica Pujol Duran, and I'm just going to read my poems out of it. They're called floor plans, and Jessica wrote the first one, and then I responded, and then she responded to mine, and so on. So there's 6 poems in all. And also, I wrote my thesis a very long time ago now, my doctoral thesis on the plague. So lockdown was a very weird thing for me because I knew exactly what was going to happen. It was obvious to me. I'd studied the plague, and there's only a few ways that societies can respond to pandemic illnesses, and it was clear that there was going to be a lockdown. I didn't know how long it would last, obviously, but I knew it was going to happen. My oldest date, late-born La Peste, miasmic honeypot, my sticky-fingered ex. In April comes the heat, caresses and chocolate mousse. Breathily I curse your bones of sweaty lingerie left on the doorstep. You stalk the house, hang outside the school like a stain on a white sheet, faint but fast. Baked in, dreamt out, coughed up, my ancient swan song, my furtive memory. The citizens panic and you smirk, dispensing, sowing wide in arcs, scattering to earth, to hand, to mouth, in hospital, the sirens, you never tire, I remember, like to roll in the bed sheets for days until I was sore and lost my hope. You are my old familiar, back now, but I know how this plays out. Stay in and wait. We will look back and we won't recall, I call it now. Aspartame falls of the year, we are shitting shepherds, everyone. You too. Sad face with presents wrapped, puny desires, sore as scabs half picked. Sit on your log as the children beat it. They will have suffered without words. There is always the to come, they say. We will have opened the champagne, richest of nations, our streets paved with homelessness and empty vials. We will not have learnt, I can see, glassy-eyed. We will have rejoiced and not redistributed. We can procure but not protect. We can fail magnificently, once again, our spiky gift to the futures market. It was written before Liz Truss, but you know. The tissue I pass around you, threads I weave into a pouch to hold you soft against my stomach, cocooned in your struggle. Here you are, mummified in silken strands, my homemade chrysalis for a wing beat of life. Are you caught or carried, crying or cradled? Between the brittle strands of knowing and not knowing, I hold you tight and listen. Do you breathe? Finally, I'm going to read 2 poems that come from new material, a new book, hopefully. I mean, what was it, Justin Katko said to me, like, oh, I saw from your bio the last book you published is 2015. I was like, yeah. Yeah, that's right. So maybe, I don't know, by 2025, I might have another thing. Anyway, this is maybe part of that. That's for Sean. He used to drink voluminously through his readings. Cravings. A brown puddle spreading out, taking up space, joins another creeping over green. Lawn no more, surmounting the step, inching up the brickwork. A bin loses balance, bobs off. Street no more. Rising up, reaching windows, a station wagon gently unmooring. Nudging neighbours, pirouettes slowly bumbling away, houses submerged. Again and again, a wave smashes into a house, spray ricochets across roofs, a river overflows a puny bridge. Sunk fields render treetops absurd, the sodden land peels apart, the cataract pounds, a tsunami bends palm trees flat, a bough lifted by crests, tossed into troughs. Rain pours down subway steps into a flooded mall. And the final poem is called Summer Lock. At the union meeting, needle halfway in and hanging, I vote yes. Waxy capsules, fore, aft, swallow them down on the train, push them in, hard at work, wash clean, oh. On the smallest chair, I break and admit to breaking. On the sofa, the first needle so long, one shot, shake it up, those 19th century bottles, little man within, a phantom at the pit rivers, in a drawer, in a sideboard, oh. At the consultation, I am not the exception, but every friend's friend is. They tell me so on the phone, earnest and no help, on the windowsill, the yellow box, my ritual, my blackboard, my daily sunray, heavy as she goes. Oh. Oh. These women, these fruitless women, these old and charmless women, these girls wandering around with all their wombs, these women, these wombs, these women's wombs like flabby leather wine flasks, these women so polycystic, so ectopic, these girls so young and stunted, these wombs enlarged and not playing ball, these girls just counting the days, these wombs stay dry, these women with all their problems, these wombs, oh. He is taller in real life, sprung and fast, all legs and beak, going at me from below, from behind the screen. He watches, my eyes water, lips trembling, sighing. Oh. No drinking, no smoking, no running, no yoga, no hot baths. No drinking, no smoking, no running, no yoga, no hot baths. No drinking, no smoking, no running, no yoga, no hot baths. No drinking, no smoking, no running, no yoga, no hot baths. No drinking, no smoking, no running, no yoga, no hot baths. No drinking, no smoking, no running, no yoga, no hot baths. No drinking, no smoking, no running, no yoga, no hot baths. No drinking, no smoking, no running, no yoga, no hot baths. No drinking, no smoking, no running, no yoga, no hot baths. No drinking, no smoking, no running, no yoga, no hot baths. Thank you.